Guys, James here today and welcome to another speed build video, and by the time I've uploaded this video it will be 2014, at least 2014 in Australia by the time I upload this, so happy new year and welcome to 2014, the year of The Sims 4. I just want to wish you all a happy new year, and I hope it's been a good year for you guys. Anyways, so this house, I thought to celebrate the new year, I would bring you a brand new house. This is another Into the Future house called Low Profile, which I guess the name will become abundantly clear as to why I called it that once we sort of move through the build and we see what it looks like. Like I said, it's Into the Future build. It only requires the base game and the Into the Future expansion pack. Now, I believe I accidentally placed one item from Ambitions completely by accident. However, I'm not counting it as requiring ambitions because it really doesn't. If you don't have ambitions, don't worry. Like, there's no problem with that. But anyways, so this primarily just requires Into the Future, and that is it. I'm planning on doing more builds like this, and by that I mean more builds that just require one expansion, because it just makes it better for you guys. Like if you only have one expansion, or like I'll choose more popular expansion packs. Maybe like I think a lot of people have pets, and probably a lot of people have, what else I don't know. You guys can let me know what you have. But yeah, I'll probably pick more popular expansion packs and then build houses just using that content, because I guess it just sort of gives more options for you guys to be able to download it all. But here I am building the driveway going down. I unfortunately did it the first time and realized it was the wrong height and it doesn't fit. So I had to do it all over again. So as you can see, the house is actually sort of like sunken into the ground. It's not fully sunken because obviously the ground rises up a bit, but it was a really cool idea that I had, that I wanted the house sort of flush with the terrain, so it's like part of the hill. It's kind of like Teletubby-esque if you guys remember the Teletubbies, how the little house is in that sort of grass mound. But yeah, it was kind of that idea, because Into the Future, like they have all that grass on their roofs and all that, and they're all sort of eco-friendly and all that kind of stuff. So I thought, well, if you're going to be eco-friendly, you might as well go the whole 9 yards and make the whole house underground. I mean, this house isn't obviously designed to look like it's actually underground, because you can see that it's just a flooring on top. But that was kind of like, that was a design choice anyways, and it's a lot easier to do. But yeah, so it's kind of like it's sunken into terrain. I thought it was a really cool look in the end. It's kept really, really simple on the outside. It's just, basically, it's a big square, bit of grass on the top, hole in the middle, but it works so beautifully. And then the layout of the house turns out really nicely as well. I'm really happy with how the interior turned out. But there you go, I finally got the driveway done, as you can see, and I am just going to fix up the terrain around it so it's not so hideously steep, because when you have those steep, sharp edges, it does not look too good. I did a lot of filtering content there. As you can see, I'm pressing the Into the Future button. I did that quite a few times, you'll see, so I spent a bit of time doing that. And I'm using these Into the Future sort of wall pieces, or I don't know what they're called, but I used these. I kind of experimented with them. I placed them a lot, and I think I removed them, and I played around with them quite a bit, as I guess you'll see throughout the build. But in the end, it pretty much just ends up with how I've got it right now. That's pretty much where it lands. But as you can see, I'm actually building in Sunset Valley at the moment, but of course it will place just fine in Arcadia, Oasis Landing, or what is the name of the place? It was either Oasis Landing or I think it's Oasis Landing now. I think it used to be Arcadia Landing. I think that was the original name, then they changed it to Oasis Landing. Anyways, blah blah blah. It will work fine there, because I took all the screenshots and the fly-through video in Oasis Landing, and it's all just perfectly fine. And here we go. This is where the entrance is going to be. Having a lot of trouble trying to get these stairs to work properly. In the end, of course, they work just fine when I eventually fiddle around with it. A lot of fiddling around, and of course, I didn't have a set sort of style or design for the house. I just had the idea of the house. And a lot of people ask me, like, where I get my ideas. Do I plan out the house before I build it, or do I just go? Well, I said this before, but basically what I do is I get an idea of what I want to do. So for this house, the idea was I want it in the terrain. Like I want it sort of sunken in the terrain with a central garden. That was my idea. And then from there, I just build everything else. And I just see how it turns out. We see how it goes, see what we get. And that's pretty much how I work. So like with other houses, for example, like with the previous Eversley Manor that I did, which was that sort of Victorian house, the idea was just simply Victorian house. I want to build a Victorian house, so I'm going to do it. And then I just go from there. And then that's kind of the same way I work with other things. Like I believe the Pod Alpha house, that was just like, I want to build a cantilever house. And that's what I ended up with, some weird spaceship looking thing that looked pretty cool in the end anyways. But yeah, that's kind of how I work. So this one was obviously sunk in the terrain with a central garden. And I really love the look of the garden in the center at the end. The rooftop, it stays pretty much how it is now. What I'm doing now doesn't stay. It was an idea I had. It didn't work. I don't think it looked good at all. It was something to sort of do on the roof, but it really didn't gel with me. Like what I'm doing now, all these columns, they don't go. I mean, they don't stay, rather. They do go. So I guess I spent quite a lot of time doing this. And then I'm just like, not gone. Because, I don't know, it didn't have any purpose to be up there. Because this whole upper level with grass is basically just that. It's just grass. That's it. There's nothing else. It's essentially a roof and nothing more. Of course, you can do whatever you want up on that level. You could even build the house up. You could build a whole nother level up there just fine with no issues. But I just left it blank because I thought it looked really nice. It kept that sort of low profile look that I wanted to go for. I wanted it to be really sort of a discreet kind of house. It looks quite like, I wanted it to like look small from the outside. Then you go in and you go downstairs and it's just this giant sort of house. And it's really, really cool. Anyways, I like the idea of it all. But here we go, messing around with this roof thing that never stays. We'll see it in a minute. I don't know what I was doing. I was trying to get something cool, something futuristic, and I was like, you know what? That really, really sucks, and I do not like it, and it serves no purpose whatsoever. I'm like, alrighty, let's get rid of that, and away it goes. So I spent a fair bit of time on that actually, and then I just got rid of it in the end because I was like, not working for me. So yeah, there we go. That's gone. Moving on to the next endeavor, which I don't even know what it is. Probably, are we doing the entrance? Yeah, we're doing the little entrance room and doing the stairs. It took me a while to decide what I wanted us to do with the windows, but in the end I just went with straightforward sort of windows. Nothing too fancy. But I really do love doing these sort of into the future houses because I think I've said it before, but it's something different, and it really allows for like a lot of creativity in that you can just do something that you probably wouldn't see today. Although I could imagine seeing this house in real life. There's nothing too inherently futuristic about the design. In fact, it's something that's very possible to do today. But I really liked it. It was a really cool thing to do. I haven't done a house like this before, so I was really happy with how it turned out and all that. I thought it looked pretty cool. But yeah, so the idea of that central garden as well is because the house is sunken into the terrain, the central garden is like where all the light comes in. Because obviously there's no windows around the outside, because otherwise you'd just be looking at the terrain and there'd be nothing there. So that's why there's also that central garden to get all the light in. So then you have these giant windows going all the way along there. And my favorite room of the house is the entertaining room. There's one giant long room. You'll see it when I get to it, obviously. But at the back, it has the kitchen, the dining room, the living room, and the study. It's the whole back of the house, and it has a big long window going all the way across, looking out to the garden, and I think it looks fantastic. We get some really, really nice sort of fly-through shots at the end. I've included them at the end. As opposed to doing screenshots, I've done sort of fly-through video at the end. But if you want to see screenshots that are all on the website, obviously the link is in the description, so you can go check them out there. Obviously, and download it from there, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I think it looks really cool. That was like the main room that I had to do in this house. I was like, no, this has got to have this giant room. If it doesn't have this giant room, I have failed. Anyways, we got a 2-car garage over there, which actually increases in size in a little bit. I mean, you could technically fit, I think, 3 cars in that garage, but I only did 2 because I was trying to keep it somewhat realistic in the fact that you would need to like get your car out of the garage. And that's probably something you need to do. But we've got 3 big bedrooms on that side of the house. One of them is a double bedroom. The other 2 are singles. Of course, you can put more beds in if you want, but it ends up having 4 bedrooms in the house. One, obviously, master suite that has an ensuite bathroom. And then there's the other double bedroom, which I don't really know It's just, I guess, a guest bedroom, or it's just a double bedroom. So there's 2 double bedrooms and 2 single bedrooms in the house. Only 2 bathrooms though, but there's tons of room. You could just move something around and add another bathroom if you wanted. No issues there at all. Something I was playing around here with the sort of hedges, or not really hedges, they're bushes. I was thinking of doing it all the way around, and then I decided not to. I don't know. It just didn't look right. It looks okay looking back at it now, but I was like, nah. And then I tried other ideas, and I was like, nah. And then I just used those little hedges there to sort of line the driveway and the pathway, and I thought that looked pretty good. And that's pretty much all the landscaping I do now. And there you go. You can see me expanding the garage there, moving the parking spots. So now you get the 2 parking spots on the side. And I really love the fact that I did 2 big windows that look into the garage. I don't know. I just really like that sort of idea. But here we go. See this big room here at the back? What we're looking at right now, that is the big room at the back of the house there that has the nice big windows. And here's the other thing. I was trying to get lighting because between Into the Future and the base game, there aren't that many lighting options, especially ones that look futuristic. So I just used this sort of base game modern light for most of the house, and it actually worked out okay. Like, it didn't look too bad. Looked quite sort of modern, and some, I guess, not futuristic. It just looked modern. It looked nice. And now in this house, I did actually do a fully fledged kitchen. So it's obviously got a fridge, it's got a stove, it's got a dishwasher, it's got a trash compactor, sink, but as well as it has the food synthesizer and the drink synthesizer. So it's obviously Into the Future kitchen and a regular kitchen if you prefer. So it's got all that sort of stuff there. As you can see, I'm putting it in now. And then it just has a whole bunch of sort of futuristic looking things, like the sort of light bars and blue lights and fancy things as well that look nice. But yeah, heavy blue theme throughout this house. The interior of the house has got a blue theme because that's sort of the Into the Future color. And the outside is obviously all green, grassy, and lush on the outside is what it is, I guess. But yeah, the inside's got that sort of blue future theme going on for it, as you can see me doing now. I've got lots of those light bars, which I think look awesome. And as you can see, those are the lights I'm using there, the sort of base game modern light. And then, yeah, I made them blue on the wall, I made them dim, and then I put some sort of ceiling lights in it, and then it sort of give it that really nice look that I love mixing sort of the colored lights with a regular light because it sort of dilutes the color and makes it like look quite nice, quite classy. But there you go. I did sort of bar stools there for the sort of island there, and this is the main dining area here. Plenty of seats for everyone. You got 8 seat dining table as well as 5 island bar stools. Yeah, lots of Sims can sit down. A very nice entertaining area actually as well, because the sofas, I use the modular sofa that comes with Into the Future for the sort of TV area. So yeah, that's the thing. So there's plenty of room to entertain in this house. Unlike the other 2 Into the Future houses I've done, those 2 were both really small in terms of sort of entertaining and a number of Sims, because they could only really take 1 to 2 Sims in those previous houses. But this one is obviously a giant sort of family home for lots of Sims to live in and enjoy, basically. So yes, that was sort of the other idea behind this house, is that I wanted to do a big family Into the Future home because I hadn't done one yet. They were both small. Where, like, the good thing about the small ones is I was able to detail them really nicely, and they didn't take they took a long while to do, but because they were smaller, it was easier to sort of manage all the details I did on them and go absolutely crazy. Whereas this one is bigger and the actual structure itself isn't as detailed, but I obviously spent time on the furnishings inside. Like, you'll notice, like, the structure, like I said, is just a big sort of box. It's just a big rectangle, but it's just sort of, it's the garden and the sunken aspect of the house that makes it different, and I think that makes it really stand out, because obviously if I just did a big box like this sitting above ground like just a regular house, I don't think it would look nearly as good as it does. Playing around with lighting here, I don't keep any of these lights, by the way. Those are all the lights that disappear when you go into live mode. I don't know, they were kind of glitching out for some reason. So in the end, I didn't use them. By the way, some people were asking where you get all these lights. I've actually done a lighting tutorial before on this channel. So if I remember. If I don't remember, just tweet me and say, where's the link to that lighting tutorial? Or you can just search it on my channel, Sims 3 101 Lighting, I believe it's called. Basically, it tells you how to get those lights. And also some other lighting tricks. It tells you how to change the color of lights in case you don't know already. But yeah, so some people are asking about that in the last video, so I thought I'd mention it in this one. But yeah, as you saw, the sort of living area before was green. I was going to go for different colors in each of the sections of that big room. Didn't work out for me. I didn't like the different colors, so we made it all blue instead. Obviously, I'm making a raised stage area here for the sort of, what do you call it? Living area, I guess, or the sofa and TV area. Just because I thought, I don't know, give it a bit of separation, put it on a raised platform. But yeah, that's what I did there, and made it blue flooring. I'm just trying to see what I'm doing. Put some stairs on there. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to mention. I put those like sort of little, as you can see on the back wall, those like kind of illuminated light bar things. They have the ones that have illumination on the top and the bottom, but for some reason the ones that go along the ceiling, they clip through the flooring on the level above, and it drives me crazy. So I don't like the sort of ceiling light bars, if you know what I'm talking about. If not, don't worry about it. But basically, I didn't use them because it was annoying as hell, basically. But yeah, very blue sort of living area, but white sofas, which I think is a very nice contrast, actually. I like it. I like the look of that. And got those sort of light bars back in. And we also put them around the sofas there, which I thought was kind of a cool idea, sort of like the kind of little pillars, obviously not functioning as real pillars, but I think it looks really cool to sort of have that feature in there. But here, I think I'm going around and doing the proper lighting now, using actual in-game lights and not the sort of fake invisible lights that just disappear in the end. But I'm really proud of this sort of big room here that has everything in it. It looks really nice in the end, especially when the garden is done. It looks really, really nice, and I'm really happy with it. And damn, I spent a lot of time on this sort of furnishing. The furnishing this house took quite a lot of time, especially because this big wall at the back, it is a really big wall at the back of the house. It was so blank. That's also why I did that blue over by the seating area. I did that sort of blue wall and then the light bars, and then I think, what else did I do? I did that sort of wall sculpture thing. That's why I did that, because that wall on the back is really big. It's really big because it's so long and it's so blank. It's kind of hard to sort of break it up and do different things on it. But as you can see, I sort of put like that holographic projection on the wall and then a couple of paintings, and that really helped to sort of break up the wall, because otherwise it was just a hideous wall of nothing and didn't look too good. But here is a study area, which actually will finish off this sort of main room. This is obviously the main room. This is the room of the house. Got some Into the Future bookcases there. Pretty straightforward study area. Little holographic plant. I think that's the only holographic plant I use in this entire house. Yeah, it is actually. I don't know why I didn't. I'm not really that fond on those sort of holographic plants. I prefer like actual plants. They look nicer in my opinion. But I believe we're done with that room now. Yeah, now we're going back out here. Sort of, I'm adjusting this sort of main entrance a little bit. Playing around with the roof here. I decided to put grass on top of it. And I'm all over the place right now. Yeah, I put grass on top of it and then skylights around that, because I thought that looked quite nice actually. Just grass, nothing else. I don't put any plants on it, just grass. I thought it looked really sort of classy and it looked pretty good. Moving on to the master bedroom now, I guess. Just doing the carpet. I changed the pattern of it. Getting the walls in. I kept the walls pretty straightforward. They're a white trimming and then a sort of pale, well, not a pale, oh, I guess it is a pale blue, sort of pale desaturated blue color there, which I thought looked really nice too, actually, because it sort of complements the rest of the house. And then we go for a raised bed area here, which again, I thought was pretty good. Well, I mean, that's the reason I do all these things, is because I thought it was pretty good. So I guess there's no point in me saying that. But yeah, the master bedroom, I think I would say is the most detailed bedroom of them all. But I didn't really, it's really limited because I'm trying to make this a future house, but because I'm not using any store content or other expansion pack content, there's not that much future content. Because I've got like the Future Shock store set that comes with a whole bunch of other future items that I think I was using in a couple of the other houses I did. And because I wasn't using that, all the bedrooms were looking the same. And I was like, I don't know what to do in these. So I kind of left them, again, sort of more basic, the other bedrooms. I mean, they're still fully featured and they have everything you need. Oh, this is an idea I really like. See how I put them on the windows? I thought that was really cool. It's like in those sort of really... it's kind of like those sort of modern homes you see, or not modern, like the futuristic homes in movies, how they have those holographic windows that have, you can change the sort of view out of your window. That was the idea I had there. And it was really nice. I was able to place them over the windows like that because I thought that looked really cool. Plenty of clothing storage in this master bedroom. Nice white plasma TV. I was going to do the holographic TV, but obviously you need it has to have that little floor stand. And because I got the dresser in the way, I couldn't do that. So I did just a regular TV. And there's those light bars, again, making a beautiful appearance. Oh my God, creator style tool right here. Did you see how much that was lagging around just then? Oh my God. It didn't look that bad in this sort of fast speed here, but it was a good like minute or so of it just lagging and lagging. It was so annoying. So annoying. But yeah, that's the sort of master bedroom nearly done, I think. Oh yeah, put that little light in. Well, not little. That fairly big light in I put in just there in front of the sofa. To sort of light up the middle of the room. And then I think, yeah, a couple of ceiling lights. And then a nice blue tint. And then, okay, I'm just like, and then I'll stop on that. This is the ensuite bathroom, which is actually bigger than the other bathroom for everyone else. There's no particular reason to it, but it has all the Into the Future content, has a new sort of toilet, the new shower, and the sonic shower. Is it the sonic shower? I don't know what it is. Sonar radiation shower that gives you possible skin cancer. I don't know what it does, but yeah, it has all the bathrooms are Into the Future content. Everything new from Into the Future, looking very nice, very grey, very futuristic, which I thought looked quite good actually. We got this big sort of hallway, if you can see it here, that goes all the way around the house. I don't know in practice if Sims will use it that much. I mean, the only reason to use that hallway is to get to the bedrooms because there's 3 bedrooms in there. But in terms of getting from one side of the house to the other, they'll probably just walk through the garden area because it's quicker. It's a more direct route. But anyways, there's that big hallway going all the way around that just primarily serves as entrances to the bedroom. So we got this one, that's obviously the smallest bedroom there, then the sort of medium-sized bedroom there, and then there's a giant bedroom on the end. And as I said before, 1 or 2 of them are single bedrooms, the other one on the end. That big one at the end there is the double bedroom for no particular reason other than because it was big, so I decided to make it a double bedroom. Of course, you could divide it into 2 bedrooms and make it 2 singles if you want, which is an idea if you have a really big family. I don't know. It's up to you, of course. But yes, I'm just changing the flooring in the hallway. And what do I do now? Oh, glitching out menu. Am I actually doing the bedrooms now? Okay, I am. I wasn't sure if I was going to go to the landscaping now and then come back to that or something. But anyways, yeah, those are all the Into the Future beds. Like I said, these are pretty straightforward bedrooms. The problem is there wasn't that much content to put into them. Because there's only so much stuff that comes into the future, and once you exhaust all of that, especially for bedrooms, there's pretty much one bedroom set. Like you have the slightly different beds, like you have I use that sort of half bunk bed in one of the bedrooms and a regular single bed and then a double bed. I didn't use any dream pods in this house. Of course, you can put down a dream pod if you want. Not hard at all. It takes like 2 seconds. But yes, pretty much all the bedrooms have dresser, bed, and a desk, except for the double bedroom that doesn't have a desk. But there's plenty. There's like a ton of spare room in that bedroom after I'm done with it. So no worries there. Yes. I don't know. I don't know what else I have to say at this point. Other than I think it turned out pretty well. Well, although I've already said that. I don't know why, but I made that single bedroom green. No particular reason. It has a green wallpaper. It's something different. And then that sort of middle bedroom is like kind of a really light brown, creamish color. And then that that double bedroom there is the same color as the master bedroom is what I meant to say. And it's got a dresser and then not much else in it, I don't think. I don't think I did anything else in it. Oh, and a little sofa. And then I think that's it in the bedroom. And then doing lights in the hallway. And then there's this room. Oh, well, garage first. Okay, a couple of cars there. And you can see what I mean by, like, I did it in a way that if it was real, you'd be able to reverse your car out of there without smashing into the other car. That was my primary reason for putting them on the side there, so that you could get them out. That pool table, it was able to place under the stairs without any cheats. Whether the Sims can use that pool table entirely, I don't know. I think I would assume so, considering it let me place it there. But that little room there is kind of like a little rumpus room. It also has an easel for painting, or into the future painting. And then also in the garage there, you saw I just put a couple of gym equipment pieces. I did a treadmill and a weights machine. And moving on to the garden now, which I believe is the final thing in the house that we do here. Awesome little garden. Yeah. So it's really quite a simple garden. Just to look nice is the primary function of it. The primary function of this garden is to look good. It just has a couple of shrubs around it and a tree, I believe. And obviously that little pond that I did ages ago. I don't know. I did that pond ages ago. Then I kind of never went back to the garden until now. But yeah. So yeah, that's all. Yeah, doing the terrain painting, and I think the house is done. I'm just doing a couple of trees on the outside now and doing the entrance so the entrance isn't like as bare. I didn't want it completely bare. I wanted the actual front of the house to have sort of plants, but I wanted the roof of the house to be blank is the idea of it anyways. To sort of give it that really clean, modern look. Are we going to jump into Flythrough? I think we're going to jump into a Flythrough. Yes, here we go. Going across Oasis Landing, coming down to the house right about now. And you can see, look at that low profile house right there. You got that nice slope going down to the garage entrance there. I just love the look of this house because it sort of fits into the terrain really nicely. And it just blends in. And here we go. This is like what you'd see if you're coming up to the house, going up the main steps. And those are obviously the front doors of the house. And here we go, going around the side. This is just another little angle of the roof. But of course, download links are in the description. This is looking through the skylights above the house. If you can see that at all, you can a little bit. Coming down the back. Oh, look at that. I love the look of the garden there, how it's like sunken in the middle of the house like that. There's another nice view of the garden. But yes, download links. And if you want to see screenshots, there's a whole bunch of screenshots over on my website you can check out there as well. Another really nice shot of the garden here. I really do love this garden, even though the garden isn't that big and isn't that like sort of, I guess it isn't that, yeah, well, it's not that big, but I really love the garden. There's that giant room at the back. Oh, I can't wait till we get to the fly-throughs of that sort of big room at the back. Another garden shot here looking through into the entrance of the house. If you go through those doors, well, obviously if you come down these stairs, there's the pool table, a couple of sofas, and I think we see the garage in just a moment. Yeah, there it is. There's the garage. You can see how nice big windows looking in so you can see your cars, which I think is really nice. Sort of has this whole open field zipping down this hallway, going around to the other side of the house. This is where it gets really cool. I think we're going to have a look at the kitchen here. Here's a nice look at the blue kitchen, which I think look really, really nice. And then we have a look at the dining area here. Look at the garden through those windows. I love that. I love the look of the garden out there. It just looks so nice. Here's the seating area with the TV in the middle. That little stick is the TV. There's the garden through the windows. And here we get a nice big sort of fly-through going over here to the study area. And then we'll go one final fly through over this way, look at that garden. That is the reason that I love this room so much. Just that view out of the window looks so nice. It really, really does. I'm just so proud of how that turned out. Here is the master bedroom. Actually just smashed through that little light there. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this speed build video. Download link in the description as usual. And I will see you next time. Have a great day.